Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 2 startup pitch sessions. We have a great lineup for you. As with all of our sessions, feel free to use the ask question features at the bottom for the audience to vote on them. And after each pitch, we will go through Q&A for each of the entrepreneurs. So starting us off, we have Shashank Kumar with DeHaat. And next we have Boaz Bachar with FieldIn. So Shashank, I will let you take it from here.
Thank you. Hey, everyone. So this is Shashank, and today I'm representing our model and technology called DeHaat from India. So it's a full stack platform for farmers to provide complete end-to-end agricultural services. And here I go. So in India, one side we have more than 100 million farmers, and they are still looking for better access to quality agricultural value chain services. Agricultural value chain services like agri-input, advisory, financing, or market linkage of farm produce. On the other side, we have different businesses like bulk buyers, agri-input companies, financial institutions, banks, insurance companies, and the market size is more than $400 billion, but still they're looking for direct access to farmers. And on a positive note, in rural part of India, the year-on-year mobile penetration, data penetration is increasing at the growth rate of more than 25 to 30%. So in our case, that was a trigger point to build a large technology-led, sustainable working model, business model between businesses and farmers. So we have been in this space since past more than 7 years. And what we have done so far that we have created a large last mile network of more than 450 individuals as a franchise network of last mile service providers to work to serve more than 200,000 farmers. We have brought more than 200 agribusiness companies like bulk buyers and agri-input companies at one platform as a one-stop solution to farmers. And currently, we are growing annually at the rate of 3.5x. So let me articulate. So if you look at the pain points, that looks like this. So one side, farmers, any individual farmer in India, they have multiple agricultural requirements. They want to buy quality agri-input like seed, fertilizer, pesticides. They need advisory. They need a bunch of information, technical support. They need financing, insurance, machinery, and of course, at the end of the season, they want to sell the produce at better market. But for all these agricultural requirements, they have to rely upon different and multiple channels which are not synchronized with each other. And while chasing those multiple channels, often they lose efficiency. If we look at the another end of food chain, we have different agribusinesses, and they don't have direct access to farmers, and that's why the industry holds a bunch of inefficiencies, such as 40% post-harvest loss, less than 10 to 12% farmers in India have got direct access to financing directly from bank, or on the agri-input side, close to 45% market share still belongs to local and spurious brand, and so on. So the entire business model of DeHaat is designed around these problem statements. So we are a one-stop solution for farmers, and we are providing complete end-to-end services, right from which crop to grow, how to grow, where to sell. So these are the basic services DeHaat has been offering, which starts with agri-input, where we have listed more than 3,000 agri-input products from more than 50 agri-input companies, and hence farmers, they get direct access. They get access to right product at right time, quality, and prices, and hence they save a cost somewhere around 10 to 15%. And then the next is crop advisory, based on the crop or variety they are growing, based on their historical agri-input purchase, they get complete customized crop advisory services, and because of this, they experience better yield, better productivity of the crop. During the production season, if they need financing, they get access to better financing source. And at the end of the season, they get access to more than 200 different buyers and market options for their different kind of farm produce, be it perishable or non-perishable. And hence, at the end of the season, they experience more than 50% increment in their net income from agriculture. So the entire delivery mechanism, it looks like this. So at DeHaat, we have been building a physical as well as digital network of last mile services of agri value chain, and hence we are connecting farmers to different agribusinesses. Currently, we are present in eastern part of India. And as I said earlier, that as on date, we are working with more than 200,000 farmers. In next 1 year, in next 12 months, by March 21, we are targeting more than 500,000 farmers and to accomplish an annual revenue of more than $70 million. So let me tell you how it works. So any individual farmer, in case of any agricultural requirement, if they are a smartphone user, they have an app in local language. If not, if they are a feature phone user, they use our helpline number, and they use these two channels, either of the channels, to let us know in case of any agricultural requirement. This query is passed on to the respective last mile micro entrepreneur, and this guy is an exclusive franchise partner of DeHaat, and each last mile partner caters to a catchment area of 3 to 5 kilometers and is responsible for last mile activity, whether it's sales and distribution of agri input or aggregation of farm produce. The backend of this micro entrepreneur is completely owned, controlled, and supported by us in form of technology, through inventory, through branding, through data. And in total, the network looks like this, where each and every individual farmer is connected with a last mile service partner, and then that particular last mile service partner is served by a regional warehouse. We have deployed different technology interfaces at each level, at farmer level, at delivery partner level, at our warehouse level, and that brings complete transparency throughout the value chain, right, at farm level or farmer level, and that really helps all businesses which are linked with us to get access to farmers for their businesses. For revenue stream, these are the 3 revenue streams. We don't charge farmers for advisory, but whenever there is a transaction, we make money. So close to 65-67% of our revenue, it comes when they sell the produce. 30% of our revenue, it comes when they buy seed, fertilizer, and pesticides. And 3 to 4% revenue, it comes from the data when we connect these farmers to banks and financial institutions as of now. Talking about milestone, working with more than 211,000 farmers, serving more than 414,000 acres on day-to-day basis. 453 micro entrepreneurs or franchise delivery partners are serving these 211,000 farmers. Every day, we are aggregating 240 metric ton of farm produce while aggregating from farmers and selling to corporates. Every day, we are delivering more than 4,020 orders of seed, fertilizer, pesticides directly to farmers' doorsteps. Every month, we spend more than 386,000 minutes with farmers while advising them for sustainable agricultural practices. And currently, on month basis, comparing the same month of the previous financial year, our growth is 4x. These are the milestone and matrices important for DeHaat. And if we look at the same metric, same milestone by March 22, that looks quite exciting when we see ourselves working with more than 1.5 million farmers with a quarterly run rate of $45 million of revenue. And that's not difficult because of the amazing team we have established. The current team size is close to 300. Amazing partnership we have established. We have brought more than 250 different companies to build this full stack solution for farmers, be it for farm produce or agri input or financing. Funded by a few of the great investors, right from Omnivore to Ag Funder to Sequoia, and few awards and recognition, which always encourages to continue what we have been doing. And last not the least, this is the long-term goal. By 2024, we want to work with more than 5 million farmers with complete 360-degree of agricultural services, right from input to advisory to financing to machinery to everything, and to improve the livelihood of Indian farmers. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shashank. That was great. So one of the questions that was asked was, how exportable is this model to other countries with similar smallholder farmers?
Well, so this model is primarily meant for smallholders, because in case of small farmers, their land holding is small, their number of transaction is very high, but ticket size of transaction is small. And that's why the building economy of scale at individual farmer level is very difficult. That's why getting direct access to farmers for any corporate is difficult. So this entire model is primarily meant for smallholders, and in India, this percentage is close to 87%. So wherever you find the larger percentage of smallholders, be any other Southeast Asian countries or East African countries, the same thing can be replicated, right? So the entire technology framework platform is already developed by us, and it can be easily replicated considering we have a right implementing partner.
Awesome. And just kind of building on that, what market segments or maybe crops have you found user adoption easier than others, or what challenges have you faced in kind of setting up new channels?
Well, that's a great question. But so as on date, we are handling diversified crops, right, from corn to wheat to horticultural crops like banana or vegetables. All I can say, this entire model is crop agnostic or the service agnostic. It's a farmer centric model. So if I go one by one, on the input side, we have listed more than 3,000 products. So whichever crops farmers are growing, in fact, they will find the right set of products and SKUs as per their prevailing crops. On the advisory side, for 30 crops, we have developed a pretty exhaustive digitized crop pest database, right? In fact, all sort of spatial images and GIS, and because of this and because of the NDVI work, right? So we are in a position to provide advisory of their water stress or the crop stress, even at the land parcel level, irrespective of the crop they are growing. And then for the market linkage, as I said, that we have our tie-up with more than 200 corporate. So it's a crop agnostic approach, and the idea is to create an amazing stickiness with the farmer with this full stack approach. So whichever crop they are growing, they find the right solution for around the year.
Okay, awesome. Couple more questions. One is, which you kind of already talked about, which is what challenges have you faced at ground level up to scale the service?
Sure. So as you saw that this is a physical as well as digital. I mean, the entire execution is physical as well as digital. We don't just talk about the information exchange. It does require a lot of execution on ground in terms of aggregation, logistics, and that's the uniqueness of the model, because for farmers, just the information, it doesn't work, right? I mean, because they need action, they need linkages as well. So yes, I think the challenge is to reach out to farmers in an efficient way. That's fine that we are working with 200,000 farmers as on date, but India has more than 100 million farmers, right? So every next day we try to find the best possible way or the most efficient way to reach out to farmers. And I think entire ecosystem is working on that, because day by day connectivity in rural part of India is getting better. And so that's the reason why currently every month we are acquiring somewhere around 30,000 to 40,000 farmers. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. One last kind of quick question: how do you assure quality of output?
So it's three ways. I mean, firstly through technology, because of the data point, right? Because the same farmer, they are buying agri input from us, they are getting advisory, and as I said earlier, that that we keep a close track of each and every land parcel. So the first point is the data set and the technology, and then followed by two physical ways of cross check. So at first physical cross check, it happens, but it's done by our delivery partner, the last mile micro entrepreneur, and then it gets verified by us at our warehouse level. So our job is to aggregate from the farmers bring the produce to their closest center or the micro entrepreneur, where the first time the quality cross check quality is checked. Then we aggregate from those centers, we bring it to our regional warehouse, and where further level of kind of sorting, grading, or packaging is done as per the buyer specification. And then while doing all these things, the information is shared with the buyer, and the virtually material is sold to someone through an auctioning process. And then the buyer, they send their truck and they take the material from our warehouse. So that's how it works.
Okay.
Similarly for the agri input, it flows exactly in a reverse way. So suppliers like Bayer or Syngenta, they send the material to our same regional warehouse, then we distribute to different franchisee delivery, last mile delivery partners, and then they go and they further distribute in deep rural area.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Let's switch over to Boaz.
Pleasure. Thank you. Hey, good luck. Over to you.
Okay, so good afternoon from California, everyone. My name is Boaz Bachar, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of FieldIn, a California-based remote farm management platform for specialty crop growers. We are dealing with fruit, nuts, and vegetables mainly. And I'm going to talk with you a little bit about my company and the importance of remote visibility and actionable data in today agriculture, large-scale agriculture. So here's a quick overview of FieldIn and a look at some of the companies we are work with in the regions we serve. The company was established in 2013 by myself and my co-founder Iftach. Both of us are related to ag. I got married into agriculture, and Iftach was born into agriculture, and also hold a master degree in plant science in addition to his work in his family farm. FieldIn currently has a little bit more than 80 employees that spread between the different locations, and our primary markets are, as I mentioned, specialty crop growers in California, Israel, where we were founded and our R&D team is sitting, and Australia. Last year, we were Ag Founder FarmTech of the Year, and we are continuing to grow rapidly, even during these uncertain times. We're currently managing more than 350,000 acres with some of the biggest and most advanced operations in the world. Again, mainly in California, Australia, and Israel. Now, our approach from day one was that large-scale farming drive from operational capabilities and not from agronomical insights. We wanted to digitize the entire growing process, and it starts with the machinery. And what FieldIn does is we provide growers with remote visibility into all their mechanized field activities, and giving them real-time actionable data, very important, actionable data that, of course, based on our analytics and our machine learning tools, for all their activities such spraying, harvesting, and other cultural practices like edging, shredding, etc. And there are two main parts to our solution. One, we connect to any type of farm machinery and make it a smart one. FieldIn is a software company, not an hardware company. We are using but we are using an hardware component that we designed the embedded software on it. And currently, and basically within a couple of hours, we can transform any farm machinery into a smart one. Currently, we have in our platform a little bit more than 3,000 machines that send data to the cloud every few seconds, and we are growing in a pace of couple of hundreds every month. The second part is we analyze and present the data on various type of platforms to various type of stakeholders in the farm, from the tractor driver all the way to the farm manager, the COO, and the owner. Which means we have multiple users in different levels in the farms, from the lower employees all the way to the headquarters, where they have like large-scale screens that stream the data from the field every few seconds to the headquarters, so they will understand what's happening in the field. Here's what our platform looks like to the grower, who can access the data in real time through mobile or web apps. There are instant alerts and daily emails reports to each one of our various models. Again, the key component here is smart scouting and spraying, smart cultural practices, and the smart harvesting. Now, while I'm talking, you can see in front of you how the platform looks like to the grower, tracking the different activities in the field. Each color represents a different activity in the field. They can manage their operation from comfort of their own home or office, as we are now. This remote farm management has never been more important to our growers and the entire supply chain as a whole. And as reality, we see huge increase in the usage in the system in the last couple of months. And whether it's COVID-19 challenges or just the challenges of expanding acreage spread all over the states, growers need remote transparency into their daily field operation and, of course, actionable insight. They need data, and they need it now in real time, and the data needs to be easy to use to each one of the stakeholders, and there are many of them. And of course, it needs to be actionable, and that's where FieldIn comes in. We are a data company that giving the data actionable insight to the growers. It's not about getting more yield. It's about increasing your profitability and margin, becoming as efficient as you can under the specific capabilities of your specific fleet or your specific farm. Each farm has different capabilities. Now, I want to talk with you a little bit in the macro level, more about the need. Just a second. So now here's the problem our growers are facing here in California, and I think really across the world. The cost of farming are increasing. You will see from the left the cost per hour per employee in agriculture, and the rate from 2016 to 2022. Basically, the cost of employees are hiring every year, and also employees becoming harder and harder to find to your operation. From the right, you can see the rising cost of inputs, the chemicals, the water, the fertilizer, and all other operational expenses. And bottom line, the growers' margins are shrinking. This is a challenge, a very big challenge for them. Along with this increase in input cost, the large-scale growers have more and more land to manage that is spread all over the state, which makes their day-to-day task challenging, managing countless employees, consultants, endless amount of equipment, hundreds of machines spread all over thousands of different acres in different locations. In this case, this is one of our clients. Look how it's spread between Bakersfield, Fresno, and Chowchilla, all over thousands of acres on thousands of different blocks that doing not always the same task. Now, understanding each block actual cost is in today it's nearly impossible. Fortunately for our growers, we are able not only to bring transparency to their operation, but also help them to improve their efficiency block by block, reducing the cost of those inputs that we discussed earlier, the labor, the chemical use, the fuel. That's where our customers see a return on our system, improving efficiencies of spraying, harvesting, and other operation by at least 15%, and in some cases we can reach 30% and even more. Only then they start to get real sense for every field across their operation, what is the cost production, and where they can make improvement, and maybe there are some blocks that they don't want to farm anymore. Without that visibility, it's hard to make major improvements, especially as the season just rolls on, like nobody is waiting for you. Now, here's a quick case study from one of our growers. Our growers basically can get set real-time alerts for their issues and receive daily reports on the performance and exceptions, or if something wasn't occur as they recommend in the application. And there are basically 3 different layers of our platforms that all increase the farm efficiency and the bottom line. So the first one is actionable real-time alerts that you can send to the growers and his team member at the field. The second layer is customized activity reports that provide to the growers goals that he can achieve, and summary with actionable tips based on our knowledge and our data to improve in his next application. And the third layer is exception reports that is getting automatically that point out all the issues that he has in previous application and he need to fix. So there are 3 different layers, and over here you can see the change is quite dramatically. And so this is the result of using the system. You can see from the left that when we started with this grower, on every 1,000 acres of space, in general, he had like 3 issues. Issue can be driving too fast, spraying in the wrong weather condition, or not in the right GPA. And within less than a season, the amount of issues that he has in the farm drop almost to 0. And from the right, you can see the efficiency that was drop up. So if when we enter into the farm, on average, 50% from the shift, there was actually spraying, and in the rest, there was doing other things, quite fast, we could increase the efficiency rate to 70%. This alone can improve the numbers of acres covered an hour from 2.5 acres to 4.1 acres, which over, of course, of season for a 10,000 acre farm can mean significant cost savings of millions. And again, it's about becoming more efficient with your operation in very quickly. So that's all for now. If you like to see any more case studies, you can please feel free to shoot me an email, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have regarding FieldIn and our solution.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We have time for, I think, just one question. Could you tell us a little bit about your efficiency recommendations? Are they generated automatically, or has someone, sorry, the questions were moving around as I read it. Are your efficiency recommendations generated automatically, or does someone have to analyze the data and teach the farmer?
Great questions. And it's there are two types of actionable insights. First of all, we believe in boots on the ground. So if each one of our growers has a grower support manager, most of them was learning in Cal Poly or in Davis, and they can help the growers with modified tips how to increase his specific operation. Having said that, we have a lot of benchmarks of the industry because we are capturing so much time of data. So there are a lot of reports, generic reports, that the growers can improve some of his operation, even if it's not 100% tailored to his capabilities. So different layers of how deep you want to go with the growers. Some of them are fully automated, and some of them you need the grower support that work with our growers that we call our partners.
Okay, awesome. I think that's all we have time for at the moment. Thank you so much. And to the audience, stick around. We've got a couple more pitches coming up, and take care.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.